With this week marking 3.5 years since the occupation of Iraq began, it is possible to conduct an appraisal of the role that contractors have played in Iraq. It is not a pretty picture. While U.S. forces are praised for their professionalism and their discipline, there have been countless reports of government contractors in Iraq undermining the mission, wasting money, and stealing money. Half of the $18 billion in Iraq reconstruction funds are unaccounted for. Senator Dorgan has said that there is an orgy of greed among contractors in Iraq, and there is ample evidence to back that up. This committee, a modern-day Truman Commission, has uncovered many examples of this. So has the media. What you will not hear about, however, are many examples from False Claims Act whistleblowers, because the Bush administration has systematically kept those cases out of the public eye. Out of all the cases filed by whistleblowers regarding fraud in Iraq, only 2 of them have been litigated. The Bush administration refused to participate in either one of those. In the first case, a suit that I helped whistleblowers to bring against Custer Battles, the company's own internal audit report found the company guilty of criminal fraud. The U.S. military suspended the defendants, finding adequate evidence of that fraud. Yet the Bush administration did literally nothing to recover the millions of dollars that the defendants stole. We brought that case to trial without the help of the Bush administration and won a jury verdict worth over $10 million for the taxpayers. But the judge then ruled that the Bush administration had messed up the contract paperwork, and now the issue is on appeal. The second case is Ms. McBride's complaint against Halliburton. Her case was filed over a year ago. The Bush administration sat on it for that period, investigated only one of the 5 allegations in fraud in her complaint, and then, without explanation, refused to participate in that case as well. In both the Custer Battles case and the Halliburton case, the defendant's intimate connections with the Bush administration are well known. As for all the other whistleblower cases filed against contractors alleged to have defrauded the government in Iraq, after 3.5 years, the Bush administration perpetuates the masquerade that it's investigating all these cases. The False Claims Act provides that these cases must be brought under seal and gives the administration 60 days to investigate. That 60 days became 60 weeks, and it is now approaching 3 or more years in some cases. Obtaining one extension after another for these court-ordered seals permits the Bush administration to keep these cases out of sight indefinitely. The last thing that the Bush administration wants, it appears, is more bad news coming out of Iraq, and it's willing to throw a monkey wrench into the machinery of justice to prevent that. As a result, the Bush administration has not litigated a single case against a contractor alleged to have defrauded the U.S. government in Iraq. It has obtained one guilty plea from a Halliburton employee, however, but not for defrauding the government, rather for defrauding Halliburton. As one reporter on this beat recently noted, the U.S. military has been spending over $1 billion a week in Iraq for years, but DOD's Inspector General has had 0 inspectors on the ground since at least October of 2004. A few months ago, the Wall Street Journal was kind enough to say that I'm conducting a one-man war against contractor fraud in Iraq. I keep wondering when we'll see some reinforcements. President Bush twice took an oath of office to see that the laws are faithfully executed. Regarding fraud in Iraq, it's plain and simple. He has violated that oath. An earlier wartime president, Abraham Lincoln, had this to say about war profiteers when he proposed enactment of the Whistleblowers False Claims Act 73 years ago. Abraham Lincoln said, "Worse than traitors in arms are the men who pretend loyalty to the flag, feast and fatten on the misfortunes of the nation, while patriotic blood is crimsoning the plains of the South and their countrymen moldering the dust." As Lincoln himself said in the Gettysburg Address, it's far beyond my poor power to add or detract from what he said. But let history note that as patriotic blood is crimsoning the plains of the Sunni Triangle, And as our countrymen lie moldering in the dust, some people at Halliburton, with their Super Bowl parties and their stock options, feast and fatten on the misfortunes of this nation while pretending nothing but loyalty to the flag. Thank you very much.